FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
The following is an Eagle Media Sports presentation. North Platte High Sports on NorthPlattePost.com, FM 98.1 and AM 1410 are brought to you by Another Round Sports Bar and Grill at River's Edge Golf Course, Premier Toyota, Let's Go Places, Kroll Clinic Physical Therapy and Athletic Enhancement, Smokin' Double D's at Butch's in Hershey, The Gathering Spot, and the Justin Thompson Agency, American Family Insurance. Today's game also brought to you in part by the D&N Event Center, Mid-Plains Community College, Runza, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, Farm Bureau Financial, Larry's Glass, Dave's Place, Puro Clean, Bill Summers Ford Honda Lincoln Nissan, Great Plains Health, Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy, Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment, and Shelter Insurance, Pete Falls and Brent Rogo. Watch today's game live at NorthPlattePost.com. Brought to you by WB's Fun Center and Brigham's. Here's the voice of the Dogs, Paxton Gordon.
Hey everybody, welcome here to Papillion, La-Vista South and the Titans facility for officially round number 1 of the A-2 district playoffs between North Platte High School, the 5 seed, and Papillion, La-Vista South and the Titans, the number 1 seed. Yes, the Dogs did play in the playing game yesterday, which means this is their round 2. They took down Norfolk 6-3 in the opening round in Norfolk, and then they took the little trek down here to Omaha, and more specifically Papillion, to take on the number 1 team in the district, and to some, depending on who you talk to, the number 1 team in all of Class A. It ranges from 1 to 3 on who the best team in Class A is, and for some people, it's Papillion, La-Vista South, and the Titans. I mean, this team is, it's all the hype they've been lived up to. 11 commits to the D1 level. That's right, 11 college commits, some of them going to Nebraska, others to going anywhere around the United States. They're 22-8 on the season compared to the 8-16 of North Platte High School and the Bulldogs. So the Dogs, man, they're going to be in for quite a ride today versus Papillion, La-Vista South. But before we can even get into this game, let's backtrack to yesterday. I was able to actually sit down with head coach Ricky Holmes to have a talk about the upcoming game today and really highlight yesterday's game. So here on our Quick Stop pregame show, we'll step aside and take a break. We come back, we'll have a word with head coach Holmes right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings. The Sinclair Dino Pay saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers. Quick Stop.
Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialists today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Buying a car is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Hey everybody, Paxton Gordon here. Day number 2 of the A2 District Playoffs. I'm joined by yesterday's victorious head coach, Ricky Holm, joins me. Coach, I mean, you took care of business. You know, after a topsy-turvy game against Norfolk early in the year, you guys really handled business and took care of business, winning 6-3 to take on the number 1 team in the A2 District, Papillion La-Vista South. I mean, you have to be pretty happy overall with how the team played yesterday. Yeah, 3 errors came across, but really offense was pumping early. They really took control of the game, and from that point on, I wouldn't say had too much adversity come from the Norfolk side.
Yeah, yesterday was probably our most complete game as far as pitching, hitting, defense. I mean, we had 13 hits, which we haven't done a lot this year. Joni, Dean, and Hannah Borg each had 3 hits. Kate Songster, freshman in the 9-hole, had a couple of big hits. So that's been our recipe for success this year, was 1 through 9, someone getting a timely hit with 2 outs. I know we really stressed 2-strike approach leading up to the game yesterday, and did the math. Half our hits were with 2 strikes yesterday. Yeah. So as a coach, it's always good to see when you try to sharpen up things and practice specific things, and then to see those situations come up in a game and be able to be successful. So definitely know we're going to have our work cut out for us today. But yeah, yesterday was one of those ones where, you know, the first time we played Norfolk during the season, we're up 10-5 going into the last inning, gave them an 8 spot, and then scored 2 and third out at third base and end up losing 13-12. So even though they had beaten us, we definitely wanted to come back and get our get back. Landon Greeno looked great on the mound, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's one of those guys that sometimes can get a little erratic with his arm slot and struggles to throw strikes, but when he's on, he's proven that he could throw against any of the best teams in the state. So was really happy for him to come out and pound the zone, and then obviously a huge boost getting Easton Jones back in the lineup. I mean, he's taken an active role in the dugout and helped guys out and been a team leader, but it's tough to replicate the type of energy you could get from someone, whether they're on the field or they're in the dugout. And so for him to be able to go out there and play first base, get a big hit with an RBI single, and then come in and shut the door down. 6th inning, come in first and third with nobody out, strike out the side, and then close it down in the 7th. So just hoping to kind of build off of yesterday's performance. We know Papillion La-Vista South, number 1 or 2 ranked team in the state, depending on what rankings you look at. They got 11 college commits, so know we're going to have our work cut out for us. And I know, like this last summer, we played them in an Elkhorn North tournament, and I don't know how many of their guys play prospects or not, so I don't know if this team's a comp compared to the one we played in the summer, but Landon Greeno threw against them, gave up 2 runs in the first, and then no-hit them the rest of the way. 7th inning, 2-1 game, guys on first and second with 2 outs, and we got back-picked at first, so definitely got a little sore spot for this team as well, so hoping that we just come out and pound the zone, hit the fastball, and play catch, and give us the best chance to win today. You know, playoffs is a whole different approach to regular season. You want to still find that fine line between keeping it loose but still being businesslike, and I thought yesterday was a great example of riding that fine line perfectly. You still see the animosity and the lightheartedness of the crew out there, but it never was to a point where you felt, okay, let's get a little too loosey-goosey and you're losing focus of the sight of the goal ahead of you. Everything was structured, as you've always liked. You always like the structure and everything playing to how you've been taught all season, and we saw that from start to finish, which kind of makes you feel confident coming into a game today against a Papillion La-Vista South team, which might, I would say, have a chip on its shoulder, might feel being the overwhelming favorites if you ask any other media person around the state, that they might come in a little too cocky for you guys. Yeah, one of those things, I'm really big on respecting your opponent and not talking trash to the other team. So on the flip side of that coin, it usually ends up being us talking trash amongst ourselves. My biggest thing is I'm all for that. I think it kind of breeds some camaraderie and keeps the energy going in the dugout, just as long as we understand that we're there to play baseball. If you could play baseball and talk some smack amongst yourselves, that's fine. But if you don't have the mental acuity to be able to do both of those, then it's just a baseball thing. So yeah, we have all the respect for Papillion La-Vista South. Know our work's definitely going to be cut out for us. But like I've told the guys all year, you know, if we could lose to anybody, we could beat anybody, and if we play our game, at the end of the day, you know, we could at least feel confident. About halfway through the year, I told them I'm not a results guy. I'm a process guy, and making sure that we do all the things right throughout a game that would lead to wins. And usually, if you do all that stuff right, winning is just a byproduct of that. So, looking to come out here today, we're going to have Cade Freeze on the mound, who's been our number 1 this year. He's pitched well every game he's pitched, even the ones where, you know, like his last game versus Crete. didn't have his best stuff, still only gave up 2 runs in 5 or 6 innings. I don't even know if all of them were earned. So he's been nails for us this year. So hoping to, kind of ride him and get him to pound some zone and get some timely hits for him and see what happens.
Of course, baseball, almost like basketball, the ball don't lie. So there's always going to be the moment, no matter how much overwhelming talent you do have. As you said, 11 prospects that are committed to very prestigious programs here from Papillion La-Vista South. If you ain't playing it the right way and keeping things in terms of what was taught to you, it can catch you out. And I think that's what makes this team, especially in the last half of this season, really has turned its season around. It's really turned into that process over what the results look like. We've seen it time after time, especially early on. A lot of chasing of balls, not really focusing in on where maybe to pick your battles, and same thing on the pitching mound, maybe a little too loosey-goosey with some of the pitches, but everything has really been tightened on a bolt towards the last part of this year. It kind of makes you excited about that there still is some untapped potential of this team. We haven't really seen it all come together. Of course, main piece of that screw being Easton Jones, who has been so reliable for this program. Do you feel maybe now is the right time for this team to really come out and show out what it is capable of?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the year, so definitely, it seems like we're in right now and starting to put things together. I was talking with the team here in the last couple days. I mean, with our swing guys, you're allowed to carry 22 guys on the roster, so we got 22 guys in there. But I told them, I'm just going to be honest with you, there's probably about 13 or 14 that are going to play this weekend. So understanding that you may not be happy with your role that our coaching staff has given you, but don't take that out on your team. You can be mad at me, but whatever your role is, whether it's starting first baseman, starting catcher, courtesy runner, game changer, cheerleader, whatever that role is, do it to the best of your ability. Not saying that you have to be happy about it. Case in point, today we're able to go to an indoor facility and hit today, and had Reese Perry, John Rinke, and Lake Sellers, plus Coach Ty Holm, all through live, and we moved it up to 50 feet to kind of simulate the velocity that we're going to see today. And just, those guys, Rinke, Sellers, and Perry, them throwing as many pitches that they did today, they know they're not going to throw today. They know that their best way to help the team win today was by doing that. So just really proud of the guys and starting to see them kind of buy into what we've been saying as far as whatever role you're given. Not necessarily saying that you have to be happy with it, but doing it to the best of your ability. Our job as a coaching staff is to find someone to replace you. Your job as a player is to make sure that I can't. So just really excited for the guys here. Know we're going to have our work cut out for us, but with the way we've been playing, hopefully we can come out and at least have a good game today.
You got to feel proud, though, to see the young guys. Of course, this team has some very weighty seniority on the team with how important some guys like Easton Jones, Caden Jones, and Dean McIntyre have been. But you got to feel proud of how the young guys have not only this season have progressed to be not only sometimes everyday starters, but valuable assets when called upon, but also to see those 22 guys out there and half of them not even playing, still be out there to encourage the team, but also play their part in the organization.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We have a big senior class. We got 7 seniors, but we also, pretty much throughout the year have started 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores, and 2 juniors. So even though we got a big class, we're still pretty young. So just kind of understanding, was kind of talking with the team yesterday. This senior group was 8th graders when my first year of Legion. So a lot of these guys were playing Legion my first year. Caden Jonasson and Easton Jones swung up for districts and state my first year of Legion. And to just kind of see the transformation of them being the young bucks, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, scared to go into a game, and now they're the senior leaders and kind of passing on what they've learned to those younger guys. And I think it's big, even if they're not necessarily going to play, just kind of being in the environment and seeing how fast the game moves, seeing how we talk. I don't think you could really put a price on that. So for some of those younger guys that are going to be in the dugout today that know that they're not going to play, the hope is that this will help out. So as we move forward, whether it be this summer or in the coming years with high school, that those butterflies are a little bit less when we're relying on them to win. So 22 guys here, they're all excited to be here, all ready to help pitch in and do whatever they can to help the team win. We got every coach here. We got 6 coaches suited and booted, ready to go. So just looking forward to the opportunity.
Of course, Papillion La-Vista South, depending on who you ask, could be either 1 through 3 in the entirety of all of Class A. Really take me through what you think they do well and what you're going to try to expose today to come away with the big upset and then make your way into a district championship batch for the 2nd year in a row.
Yeah, when you got got 11 college commits on a high school team. They pretty much do everything well. So, I mean, they got guys that throw 90. They got guys that have home runs. They got guys that steal. So we know that, our margin for error is going to be pretty slim, and understanding that we're going to have to execute to the highest order if we're going to have a chance to win today. So that's it, just going out there and, it's the simple things. And I know everybody probably gets tired of me saying it, but hit the fastball, play catch, and throw strikes. If you do those three things, I like our chances. So can't ask for a better day of weather here. I know the kids are probably excited that, they don't have school today on a Friday, so pretty much get a 4-day weekend, and me as a teacher too as well. So no other place I'd rather be than on a baseball field, under the sun with the boys that we've been in the foxhole with all year. So definitely went through trials and tribulations, and the record hasn't been what we'd want it to be this year. But it's not how you start. It's not how you play in the middle. It's how you finish. So if we were to go out here today and win today and give us a chance at a district championship, I think all those short-term failures leading to long-term success would be worth it.
Coach, as always, thank you so much for stopping on by.
Awesome. Thank you, Pax.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Volz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review. Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries, to motor vehicle accidents, or post-surgical care. We're the area's premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrollClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams, and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's Burger Night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Pregame's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you got the ultimate game day experience at Pregame's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Your you're hungry and you don't want to cook. Time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has the big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Dave's Place, 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at davesplacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. It is time. The number one seeded Papillion, La-Vista South Titans take on North Platte High School, and the Bulldogs number 5 seed taking on the 1 seed. It's time for our Double Dip Ice Creamery starting lineup. Double Dip Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District of North Platte offers 24 plus different flavors of hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside homemade fudge and freshly baked dessert. Starting the side of Papillion, La-Vista South, Griffin Minderman will be the shortstop today alongside Emmett Minderman, who is the third baseman. Danny Wallace will be the center fielder. Cordell Clickingbeard at first base. Blake Wilsley, the catcher. Bryson Bodos on the mound with Matthew Gorman in right field. Grant Gilbreth is the designated hitter. Donnie Rosenthal on over in left field, with then Brady Alderson at second base. For North Platte High School, it's the same you saw almost yesterday. Caden Johnson, the center fielder, with Easton Jones at third base. Landon Greeno at first. Dean McIntyre is the catcher. Ty Hanneborg at second. Jackson Peterson left. Jacoby Silos, the shortstop. Cade Songster in right field. And then Logan Hayes, a designated hitter, with Kate Freeze on the mound, with Caden Johnson on the mound, who, of course, facing off against the pitcher here today for Papillion, La-Vista South, Bryson Bodos. The season for one Bryson Bodos. 2.76 ERA, 4-1 record in his 9 appearances this year for Papillion, La-Vista South. A quick count of 1-2. As Caden Johnson trying to lead things off for the Dogs against Bodos as the 1-2. It's behind Johnson for ball 2. Dogs, of course, took down Norfolk yesterday. 6-3 in the opening round of the A-2 district playoffs, as that one is fouled off once again. Still stay at 2-2. I mean, it's going to be a tough day for the Dogs, as this Papillion, La-Vista South team, in many people's eyes, the number 1 team in the state, as a 2-2. Off-speed, slow grounder, but foul down the third base line. 11 commits on this Titans roster. A couple of them going just down the road to Lincoln. Can the Dogs convert the upset today and move on to their second straight district championship game? 2-2. Swing, and it's foul tipped off into the glove of Blake Wilsey, and with that, first out of this ball game for North Platte High School, as down goes Caden Johnson. And here comes Easton Jones. Of course, Jones out for most of the season after he had his knee scoped out with some dead tissue following a previous knee injury, as the first pitch in from Bodos to Jones is there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now, as that one's quickly ringed on over to Landon Greeno in the warm-up deck. There's a quick 0-2 count to Easton Jones. Perfectly, I don't want to say perfectly, but this is the best team North Platte has played all season, as the 0-2. That is in there for strike 3, and down goes Easton Jones in 3 straight pitches, and so far, these first 2 at-bats, Bryson Bodos and this Papillion, La-Vista South squad showing why they are the number 1 team in the state and are a very, very scary opponent to be facing up against. As Older Reliable is going to launch one down the left field line, and it stays is fair, as that means a single for Landon Greeno, as he gets the first hit today for North Platte High School. And you know, I always joke about it, but it's just becoming true at this point. Old Reliable strikes once again, as Landon Greeno strikes first for North Platte High School with a big hit in the left field. And here comes Dean McIntyre. 2 for 3 yesterday for the Dog. Actually, 3 for 4 yesterday against Norfolk. And now with an opportunity to keep this inning alive with a runner at first base being Landon Greeno, as he'll swing and miss on a first pitch from Bryson Bodos. Is the 0-1. Off speed also swung and missed for a quick 0-2 count to the catcher, Dean McIntyre. Ty Hanneborg on deck with Jackson Peters in the hole. 0-2. Fastball just outside for ball 1. It's now 1-1 the count to Dean McIntyre, as Bodos' next pitch. Fastball in there. Strike 3 as down goes Dean McIntyre looking. And that is how this inning will come to an end. Dogs did get one runner on the base pads, being Landon Greeno, but couldn't find anything else. We now go to the bottom of the first. 0-0 on our Weekend Fast scoreboard when we come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
For a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln. For your next vehicle, look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Puro Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Puro Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Puro Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Puro Clean in North Platte.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln. For your next vehicle, look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. It is time for the defensive side of things for North Platte High School, as they are getting on the 5 seed, taking on the number 1 seeded Papillion, La-Vista South. Our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea, as well as our other sponsors here for today's game. 1, Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte. They invite you to stop out, take a test drive here today of all their new and pre-owned vehicles. Premier Toyota, let's go Placers. Cade Freeze on the mound for North Platte High School today. He himself has been the best Bulldog pitcher all year, 2.83 ERA. He is 3-3 on the season in his 7 appearances. He'll be facing off first against Griffin Minderman, who will be getting the start at the leadoff position. 264 batting average, 7 RBIs with 3 doubles. For Minderman is Kincaid Freeze navigate the Bulldogs to a victory here today, as the first pitch into Minderman, as he looks to lay a bunt down, is pulled back, but first pitch is a strike from Freeze. He really has been the Dogs' best pitcher this season, with, of course, Easton Jones being out with that injury, and you just love to have seen the progression from last year being on the JV squad, not only for the Bulldogs in their first year of baseball, but also American Legion, and he came into the offseason with a goal to be the most improved player on the team and really take the reins as the ace, and boy howdy, this season he has shown that. The lowest ERA of any Bulldog player, as that off-speed pitch is all outside for the first ball of this at-bat to Griffin Minderman. 1-2 the count now. As Freeze likes the sign for McIntyre, winds up and delivers. A little chipper and will bounce back, foul for another 1-2 count. On deck, Emmett Minderman and Danny Wallace for the Titans. 22-8 on the season. In many people's eyes, the #1 team in the state. As Cade Freeze, long stare down, likes the sign. His 1-2 pitch. And that fastball is upstairs. Quick ball 2. It's 2-2 the count now. Of course, Freeze trying to mimic the effort put forth yesterday by Landon Greeno, who had pitched a fantastic game against Norfolk. 2-2. Another pitch that's way upstairs for ball 3, 3-2. As Freed trying to avoid walking the first batter he sees today. Of course, had a quote-unquote tough outing against Crete 2 weekends ago where he gave up 2 runs in his 5 innings. His next pitch, 3-2. That one going to go into center field for a base hit. First hit today for Papillion La-Vista South, and Griffin Minderman gets on with a single up the middle. And now here comes Emmett Minderman for the Titans. Emmett Minderman this season, .341 batting average, 12 RBIs, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. For Minderman, he has Griffin Minderman at first base. Danny Wallace on deck with Cordell Clickingbeard in the hole. And there's a pickoff attempt that'll get Griffin Minderman back. Of course, this the South team going to be much more aggressive than we saw yesterday from Norfolk. As first pitch from Freeze to Emmett Minderman is in there for strike number 1. You know, you don't want to be that guy, but it just felt like Norfolk yesterday tried to play baseball the way of not losing. Really didn't steal much or try to make any aggressive moves whenever they had runners on the base pads. We know how aggressive this Papillion La-Vista South team will be as another pickoff attempt. We'll get Griffin Minderman back. So you have to be on your best behavior and pretty much your A game the whole 7 innings if you want to have a chance to beat the squad. As there goes the runners. That's a swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Dean McIntyre, but Griffin Minderman won't progress any further, and that is a stolen base for the Titans, and it's going to be maybe one of those days. Cade Freeze, the lefty, does have a long windup comparatively to some of the other Bulldog pitchers, so there could be a good amount of steals being put on by the Titans. It's an 0-2 count to Emmett Minderman. Well, that pitch just up above the letters for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. One runner on at first base being Griffin Minderman. On deck, Danny Wallace, Cordell Clickingbeard in the hole for the Titans. Freeze glance on over at second. A 1-2 count is delivered. Swing and a miss as down goes Emmett Minderman for not only the first out of this inning, but also the first strikeout today for Cade Freeze. As here comes Danny Wallace up to bat. Wallace this season, .261 batting average for the Titans. Still a runner in scoring position at second base for Papillion La-Vista South. As the lefty Cade Freeze, a couple glances at second, will look to pick off Griffin Minderman, but he'll get back in time. Of course, for North Platte High School, a mixed bag of youth and experience. Of course, you have the young Cade Freeze on the mound, then he's got the experienced Dean McIntyre behind home plate. Hanneborg, Jones, second and third. As that one's popped up towards center field as on comes Caden Johnson to get under it. And the easy grab for out number 2. As Danny Wallace flies out to Johnson in center field. And, of course, you have the young Jackson Peters in left. Cade Songster, the freshman in right field. Jacoby Silos at shortstop. And you compare it to this Papillion La-Vista South team, a lot of experience, of course, with their 11 different commits on the roster. But these young players from North Platte High School have done a fantastic season, stepping up when they are needed to the most. Of course, yesterday was Cade Songster coming away with 2 big hits. That Norfolk game is that first pitch from Cade Freeze to Cordell Clickingbeard is outside and pulls away from McIntyre for ball number 1. As Freeze, another long glance at second base, delivers. Check swing, they're going to say he went around. Clicking Beard did, and there's strike number 1. It's 1-1 the count now. Following Clicking Beard, Blake Wilsey and then Bryson Bodos for the Titans. Still 0-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Bottom of the first inning. Freeze delivers his 1-1. That one's foul tipped off of Clicking Beard for strike number 2. It's 1-2 the count now. Looking for his second strikeout today and end this inning without giving up a run. Likes the sign he gets from Dean McIntyre. Now we'll take a long glance at second again. The 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt, and that's scampering on over to third. Goes Griffin Minderman, and now there's a runner in scoring position still, but a little closer now at third base. Counts now 2-2 the count. Cordell Clicking Beard. Cade Freeze gets set. The lefty delivers. Fastball's popped up. That one's going over to Landon Greeno at first base. He's going to get under it and gloves it for the final out of this inning. A big inning for the Dogs. There's a runner in scoring position for the Titans of Papillion La-Vista South, but North Platte High School executes perfectly, and they get the final out. We go to the top of the second. Can the Dogs break down Bryson Bodos? You'll have to see when we come back here to the second round of the A-2 District Tournament on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's Burger Night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Welcome back here to Papillion La-Vista South, FM 98.20 and 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream. NorthPlattePost.com is there's Ty Hanneborg getting a hit into right field for a base hit, and the Dogs lead things off with their second hit today off of Bryson Bodos. And how about Ty Hanneborg? Had a couple of big hits yesterday, 3 to be exact, and he now hits his first today with young Jackson Peters up to bat. This is really his first big competition in his career as he looks to lay the bunt down. Big throw on over to second, and Ty Hanneborg unfortunately is going to get tagged out as he tried to avoid the tag from Brady Alderson at second base, and unfortunately that is how Ty Hanneborg will get out in this inning. So now it's time for Jackson Peters, already in an 0-1 count, to see what he can do as he'll turn on one, but pull it out of the park, foul for strike 2. 0-2 the count now. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as there's another strikeout for Bryson Bodos as down goes Jackson Peters, third strikeout for Bodos today. Jacoby Silos, the freshman, now up to bat. And of course, he's had himself a great season at the freshman. Kind of pulled Logan Hayes, where he really ascended to almost everyday starter levels when given the opportunity, as that pitch from Bodos is in there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. In this top of the second inning, is that next 0-2 fastball there, strike 2. I mean, Dogs going to need to really adapt quickly to the speed of Bryson Bodos if they want to keep this game alive. That Off speed, though, down on the turf for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Probably one of the best teams North Platte has seen all season. Is 1-2. Pulling to the netting, foul from Jacoby Silos. Freshman Cade Songster on deck with Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte High School. 1-2. Swing, and it misses. Down goes Silos. That is how this inning will come to an end, and we're now going quickly to the bottom of the second inning. Tied 0-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. We come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Hungry for real slow smoked barbecue? Smoking Double D's in Hershey has you covered. Locally owned and operated, they smoke their meats low and slow for mouth-watering flavor. Open Tuesday through Saturday, they're serving up barbecue favorites all day long. Craving something special? Don't miss chicken fried steak every Friday night and prime rib every Saturday. That's Smoking Double D's, where greatness happens overnight. And every bite is worth the wait.
For over 85 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Bottom of the second inning here between North Platte High School and the Bulldogs, number 5 seed and the number 1 seed, the Papillion La-Vista South Titans on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. 0-0 the score on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors here for today's game. One, Another Round Bar and Grill, where fun meets fine dining. And Justin Thompson Family Agency with American Family Insurance. No matter what type of insurance you are looking for, farm, ranch, auto, home, or commercial insurance, they have you covered. Cade Free still on the mound, this time against Blake Wilsey, who will be the hitter today in this second game, hitting .228. 14 RBIs for Papillion La-Vista South as that first pitch from Cade Freeze outside for ball number 1. Bryson Bodos on deck with Matthew Gorman in the hole for the Titans offense in this bottom of the second inning. Next pitch from Freeze upstairs, ball 2, quick 2-0 the count now. As the Dogs trying to hold firm with number 1 team in the district right now. 0-0, no runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Dogs. No runs on 1 hit as that one's popped up. Cade Freeze going to get called off by Landon Greeno, and he easily gloves it for out number 1, and that's really what's been so effective for Cade Freeze this season. While maybe his fastball doesn't reach the upper levels of Easton Jones, he throws some nasty off speeds that do find easy outs, whether it be in the infield or the outfield. And that's the first out of this inning for North Platte High School's defense. Bryson Bodos up to bat. 194 batting average for Bodos this season, as that's fouled off the face mask there of Dean McIntyre, so time will be called just for a second. 0-1 the count now. Matthew Gorman on deck. Grant Gilbreth in the hole for this Titans offense as Freeze will get his sign from Dean McIntyre he likes, and here comes the pitch in. That fastball in there around the knees for strike number 2, and 0-2 count now from Cade Freeze to Bryson Bodos. As Freeze now into his motion, the 0-2 pitch. Oh, that one's in the dirt. Couple of times today already we've seen Cade Freeze put one into the turf way in front of the batter. Of course, this is Freeze's first varsity district pitching matchup, so you're expecting a couple nerves to run through him. 1-2. Off speed. Oh, so close, but it's ball number 2. 2-2 the count now to Bryson Bodos. It's fun to watch the duality of pitchers that we have on today's game with the speed of Bodos on his fastball and the precision and control of Cade Freeze. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, then there's strike 3 as Bryson Bodos goes down looking, and that's now 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning for Matthew Gorman. This season for Gorman, .357 batting average with 15 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. As Cade Freeze trying to find the final out of this inning and make it a 1-2-3 inning to move the Dogs to the top of the third as the lefty likes the sign he's getting from Dean McIntyre into his motion. That one fouled back to the netting for strike number 1. 0-1 the count now. As both players get set for the next pitch here's Freeze's 0-1. Another off-speed smash down to right field. Back underneath it gets Cade Songster in right. Underneath it he goes, and that is how this inning comes to an end. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Dogs defensively. We're now going to the top of the third. 0-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard when we come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Volz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review. Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries, motor vehicle accidents, or post-surgical care. We're the area's premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrollClinic.com, that's K-R-U-L-L Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Pregame's Tap Room with a brand new menu.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Top of the third inning here, FM 98.1, AM 1410. Cade Songster just flew out to right fielder Matthew Gorman in his first plate appearance as Logan Hayes now up to bat for the Dogs. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann in the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann in the Fortifying Group. Its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as our other sponsors for today's game. Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic, located in the Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte and McCook. They specialize in sports injuries to help you get back in the game faster. And the best part, no facility fees. 1-2 pitch to Logan Hayes as that's fouled off of Hayes to keep it at 1-2. Hayes, a designated hitter in today's game. Got his first hit in quite some time, it feels like, as he subbed in for Connor Stifler in yesterday's game against Norfolk. 1-2 from Bodos. Another one that's chopped, this time behind the grandstands for another 1-2 count. As the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and down goes Logan Hayes. Another 2 up, 2 down for the Dogs. Offensively is now up to bat comes Caden Johnson for North Platte High School. He struck out swinging in his first plate appearance against Bryson Bodos. 30 pitches so far for Bodos as he's already up into the motion. Foul tipped off by Joni. Strike number 1. As Dogs with 2 outs trying to find then some momentum. That pitch in the turf for ball 1. 1-1 the count now as here comes Bodos' next pitch. Fastball once more out of the zone for ball 2 in this at-bat. Easton Jones on deck with old reliable Landon Greeno in the hole for North Platte High School. Next pitch fastball does find the zone right around the lettering. Strike 2, 2-2 the count now as Bryson Bodos' quick windup. Tapper foul back to the Titans dugout. Foul, so we'll stay at 2-2. As the College of Phoenix commit trying to get his first hit today against Bryson Bodos. Here comes the 2-2. That grounder going to go on over to short, gloved up by Minderman. On over to first just in time. And that is how this inning comes to an end. A quick 1-2-3 once again. We're going to the bottom of the third. Dogs tied with the Titans. 0-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. We come back FM 98.1, AM 1410, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
You're hungry and you don't want to cook. Time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has the big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Dave's Place, 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at davesplacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome back here to 1 Papillion La-Vista South as North Platte High School currently tied with the Titans 0-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. Grant Gilbreth up to bat. Donnie Rosenthal on deck. Then back to the top of the order with Griffin Minderman. Half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As Cade Freeze trying to continue this scoreless game between either side and push it to the top of the fourth inning as going through 8, 9, and back to the top of the order in this rotation. That bunt's laid down, gloved up by Easton Jones, but it goes right through his glove, unfortunately. And getting on is Grant Gilbreth with an error following the mistake from Easton Jones trying to come on following the bunt. And now there's a runner at first base being Gilbreth, and here's Donnie Rosenthal.
Now batting the Titans, the left fielder, number 7, Donnie Rosenthal.
Rosenthal this season, 268 batting average with 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a triple to his name. Has a runner at first being Grant Gilbreth. His pickoff attempts will get Gilbreth back, and still looking for Donnie Rosenthal's first pitch as Griffin Minderman's on deck and Emmett Minderman's in the hole. As Cade Freeze will get set, and another pickoff attempt to get Rosenthal back, or Gilbreth back. Freeze trying to, with nobody out, not have the runner advance in the scoring position at second. As the pitch from Freeze pulls very far outside as Dean McIntyre to step up and go grab it. As Freeze's 1-0 will not be attempted, as another pickoff attempt will get Gilbreth back. 1-0 to Rosenthal. As Freeze will collect the sign once again from Dean McIntyre and deliver. Swing, and it misses. Rosenthal was in front of that pitch. Thinking fastball, Freeze changed it up with an off speed, and now the count sits at 1-1. The runner on over at first being Grant Gilbreth. Freeze delivers. There goes the runner on over. Fouling off the pitch, though, is Donnie Rosenthal. Good jump from Grant Gilbreth, and that's really just going to how today's going to be for Cade Freeze and the Dogs. He's trying to, with his pretty long windup, avoid any free jumpers. Already got one free stolen base earlier today. Next pitch, there goes Gilbreth again outside, and that's going to be an easy jog on over to second for Grant Gilbreth. Now a runner in scoring position. 1-2 count to Donnie Rosenthal, as that's a balk. Moves Gilbreth to second. Next pitch, way upstairs, and now it's 2-2 the count, so runner gets balked over anyway. So Freeze trying to find the final strike of this at-bat to keep the runner second at bay. Freeze will take that glance at second and deliver to Donnie Rosenthal. Smashed out to left field. It's going back in, up over the head of Jackson Peters. And it's going to bounce over the wall for a ground rule double, and that means that a run will come home. And with that, first run today comes across for the Titans. They now lead 1-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard for Griffin Minderman, who led the game off with a hit for the Titans. Singled up the middle. And now with Rosenthal in scoring position at second, the Titans look to open the floodgates. Nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. The bunt gets laid down as Freeze going to pick it up, throw it on over to first. Not in time, as they're going to say Griffin Minderman is safe at first following a pretty good placed bunt. So that puts runners at the corners now with nobody out for Emmett Minderman. He struck out swinging against Cade Freeze in his first plate appearance. Donnie Rosenthal at third. Griffin Minderman at first for the side of Papillion, La-Vista South, and the Titans, as they're knocking on the door of opening the floodgates offensively. Still nobody out on our wicked fast scoreboard for North Platte High School, as the young Cade Freeze trying to calm the nerves and right the ship, as time is going to be called. As have a conversation with Emmett Minderman. Again, still nobody out in this inning for Papillion, La-Vista South on the offensive side of things. Danny Wallace up next with Cordell Clickingbeard in the hole for the Titans. Number 1 versus the number 5 seed in the A-2 district matchup. As Freeze, long glance at first, delivers. As pulling back on the bunt is Minderman there, strike number 1. Great pitch from Cade Freeze. As count now is 0-1 to Minderman, who looked to play the bunt. Again, with nobody out and a runner at first and third. Pitch. Light blooper on over to Easton Jones at third, and it's an easy grab for the senior, and there's a first out of this inning. For Danny Wallace, he had a loud fly out to Caden Johnson in center field. With runners in scoring position at third base alone for Donnie Rosenthal, and Minderman at first. Freeze will have to stay extra attention as tried to fake out the throw to first and get a throw to third, but Jones was not on the bag, and with that, here comes the first pitch into Danny Wallace. There goes the runner on over to second as that pitch is low. Throw on over to third will force Rosenthal back, but Minderman will easily steal second. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Titans with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. A 1-0 count to Danny Wallace. Clicking Beard on deck with Wilsey in the hole for the Titans. 1-0. It's upstairs above the letters for ball 2. A walk here would load the bases for Papillion La-Vista South, and that's not what Coach Ricky Holm is looking for. Has all the faith in Cade Freeze to find a way out of this inning. Next pitch, beautiful off speed that does find its way in for strike 1, 2-1. The count. Kane Johnson making an adjustment out in center field. 1-2 now the count to Danny Wallace as Freeze delivers. It's down low in the turf, but doesn't bounce far enough away from McIntyre to advance the runner. So now it's a 3-1 count from Cade Freeze. As sign gets told to Freeze, he's at 39 pitches. Cade Freeze is the pitch. And that's ball 4 as Wallace will take a stroll on over to first base. And the bases are now loaded for Cordell Clickingbeard. Flew out in his first plate appearance to Landon Greeno at first base. Has Wallace at first, Minderman at second, and then Donnie Rosenthal at third base for the Titans. There's a force out at any bag if one is grounded on the infield, potentially for a potential double play opportunity. The lefty Freeze. First pitch. It's upstairs for ball 1 to Clickingbeard. A walk here, though, would freely score a run for Papillion La-Vista South. 1 out in this bottom of the 3rd inning. As Cade Freeze winds up. That's another one popped up. Underneath it gets Landon Greeno, and he drops it. But the infield fly is called, and now goes Cordell Clickingbeard. So they'll call an infield fly rule, and down goes Clickingbeard for out number 2, and that's exactly what Cade Freeze is good at. And now comes head coach Holm to have a conversation with his pitcher to hype him up, get him calmed down as he'll use one of his mound visits this inning. Blake Wilsey up next. Flew out to Landon Greeno in his previous plate appearance. Bases are still loaded. 1-0 lead for Papillion La-Vista South. And the Titans, as Freeze will get the sign he enjoys from Dean McIntyre, and now will look to pick off the runner at first, Danny Wallace, but he gets back.
Now batting for the Titans, the catcher, number 11, Blake Wilsey.
As following Wilsey is Bryson Bodos, then Matthew Gorman for Papillion La-Vista South. Again, leading 1-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Freeze likes what he sees and delivers. Off speed, beautifully placed for strike number 1 as Wilsey hung up. 0-1 now the count from Cade Freeze to catcher Blake Wilsey. As Freeze will deliver. That one, little chopper back on over to Freeze. Easy throw on over to first, and that is how this inning will come to an end. Yes, 1 run did come across for the Titans, but the Dogs did a good job of averting disaster with the bases loaded. We now are going to the top of the 4th inning, a 1-0 lead for Papillion La-Vista South. When we come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com.
is not always the most pleasant experience, but it doesn't have to be that way. A quarter of a century. That's how long Premier Toyota has been in the North Platte community, delivering a car buying experience that's friendly, easy, and fun. Check PremierAutoplex.com first, then stop by 2600 South Willow Street in North Platte. See Premier Toyota for your next new Toyota or pre-owned vehicle. Premier Toyota at PremierAutoplex.com, just south of I-80, North Platte.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410. It's currently a 1-0 lead for the Titans. Top of the fourth inning on FM 98.1, AM 1410, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com with Easton Jones, the batter up here for the Dogs versus Bryson Bodos. Our half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann of the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey. Sweet B, that's a hard grounder that will be gloved up by the shortstop Minderman on over to first in time. And, of course, Jones once again lightly jogs on over to first. It's going to be tough to really be seeing Jones sprint full speed for a while as he's trying to recover again from that knee injury that has kept him out for most of this season. Had some old dead tissue in that injured knee that he had a couple of years ago and flared up during the basketball season. That's a hard grounder to second baseman Brady Alderson, and another out as down goes Landon Greeno. Another 2 up, 2 down for the Dogs offense. As now here's Dean McIntyre, struck out looking in his last plate appearance. Then Jones was suspected to be out for an extended period, not even for the short time he was off of one evaluation. Went to a medical doctor in Chicago for a second opinion. Later found out it wasn't as severe as we all thought and just needed his knee cleaned up and did so. And with that, he's able to play some baseball here today as that's fouled off. And Dean McIntyre, as time will be called for Blake Wilsey, as it looked like he took that off of the finger. But 0-2 the count now to McIntyre, the catcher, who struck out looking in his previous plate appearance versus Bryson Bodos. 41 pitches for Bodos, 33 strikes, 8 balls. We're in the top of the fourth. Our wicked fast scoreboard, a 1-0 lead for the Titans. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and that's how this inning comes to an end. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Dogs offense. We come back, bottom of the fourth. Can Cade Freeze continue to hold them scoreless? You'll have to find out. We come back here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, a video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Runza's Barbecue Bacon Swiss Burger is for barbecue lovers.
I respect barbecue.
That's great, Carl.
No, you don't understand. The balance of sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, the crispiness of the bacon, the way Swiss cheese just melts over everything. It's an art form.
So you approve?
I'm having a moment here.
Try the Barbecue Bacon Swiss Burger at Runza, because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy a great home-cooked breakfast from Merrick's Ranch House, Tuesday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. A 1-0 lead for the Titans as we now enter the bottom of the fourth inning. Cade Freeze still on the mound, 44 pitches, 28 strikes, 16 balls for the young man. Our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey. Sweet Pea, as well as our other sponsors for today's game. One Smokin' Double D's at Butch's in Hershey. They're locally owned and operated. Bringing you award-winning barbecue anytime you need us. Here comes the first pitch into Bryson Bodos, who struck out in his last plate appearance, and boy, howdy, did he get all of that one, but pulls it foul for strike number one. Bodos, who struck out looking in his last plate appearance, got some strong contact on that pitch from Cade Freeze, but luckily enough, it was pulled out of play, foul. So it's an 0-1 count now to Bodos. Again, hitting below 200 this season. We'll see a fastball in for strike two. It's now a 0-2 count to the pitcher, Bodos. Both pitchers have done a good job today in terms of their overall pitch total in the game. Only 46 so far for Freeze in the bottom of the fourth. 0-2. Pulled to the netting, just barely getting some contact on it is Bodos. Matthew Gorman on deck. Grant Gilbreth in the hole for the Titans on this beautiful summer day. Winner of this match, of course, goes to the A-2 District Championship game. 0-2 will be pulled outside for the first ball of this at-bat to Bryson Bodos. So, one and two the count as Bodos again will this time really swing and reach for a pitch that he gets just tipped off. 1-2 from Cade Freeze as home plate umpire gets some new balls back to him. Again, 49 pitches for Freeze, 32 strikes, 17 balls today as another couple come out to home plate umpire. As Freeze trying to, just like the last inning for the Dogs offense, put down this Titans powerful powerhouse of an offense. Next pitch. Off speed will be looped on over to Jacoby Silas at short. Good glove. Won't be able to get it to first in time as he couldn't set his feet. As with that, on over to first with an infield single goes pitcher Bryson Bodos. And now, with nobody out, Matthew Gorman appears. He had a loud out to Cade Songster in right field. I mean, he just barely, with maybe a little more squared up on the mat, will drive that out of the park, but so we have Ty McDougal, courtesy running for Bodos, with Matthew Gorman up, of course, flew out last inning for the Titans. Grant Gilbreth on deck, and Donnie Rosenthal in the hole as he'll take a big swing and a miss. Does Gorman. Nobody out, a runner at first for Papillion La-Vista South. Would expect potentially another steal opportunity for McDougal. As Titans successfully have stolen 3 bases today. That next pitch way down low, but a good glove from Dean McIntyre. Make sure as it doesn't slip right past him. 1-1 now the count to Gorman. Cade Freeze still on the mound for the Dogs. This bottom of the 4th inning. As Freeze now will look to pick off McDougal, as McDougal now will, of course, get back, and Freeze will get set back up on the mound. 1-1 count to Gorman. As Cade Freeze delivers. There goes the runner McDougal. Swing and a miss. Throw on over to second. Will go into the outfield, but McDougal will not go any further, as that's a successfully stolen base for Ty McDougal. But now it's a 1-2 count to Gorman, as he swings and misses on the last pitch from Cade Freeze. Be a big out for the Dogs if Freeze can find it here against Gorman. Freeze once again will take a long glance at second and deliver. It's down low Ball 2, 2-2 now the count. As Cade Freeze once again with that long stare down, taking as much time as he can, delivers. Another pitch that is just outside. It's ball 3. It's now 3-2 the count to Matthew Gorman. Freeze trying to pitch around the edges to make sure that what happened last inning, or last time Gorman came up to bat, cannot happen again. A loud out in the outfield. With the right hit, could have been a home run, but Freeze now will need to get one in. 3-2 the count now to Matthew Gorman. Freeze will watch as time is called by Gorman. 3-2 the count once again as Gorman's ready to rock and roll back into the batter's box. Freeze gets set and delivers. Off-speed grounder to Landon Greeno at first. He'll step on the bag. That will, though, advance McDougal on over to third base. As here comes Grant Gilbreth. Reached on an error from Easton Jones in his last plate appearance. As Jones, fortunately, could not haul in a bunt from Gilbreth. Runner in scoring position being McDougal at third. That one popped up to shallow right field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. And with that coming home is McDougal. That one going to the opposite field, and just like that, another run comes across for the Titans as they now lead 2-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Donnie Rosenthal had to hit a ground rule double in his last plate appearance that scored a runner at second. Now has Grant Gilbreth at first. That was the runner that came home. As following Rosenthal, Griffin Minderman, then Emmett Minderman, as that's gently foul back to the backstop. 0-1 now the count to Donnie Rosenthal. 2-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard for Papillion La-Vista South and the Titans in this bottom of the fourth inning. Freeze now at 59 pitches on the day. As he sets and will try to pick off the runner Gilbreth at first, but he gets back in plenty of time. Most of Freeze's pickoffs today have been, I hate to say lethargic, but not with any real vigor to get to first base with a real attempt just to get the runner back. As there, wow, he does try to go it in that time. That pickoff's not going to do any good as it's going to go all the way to the fence, and they're going to bring Grant Gilbreth home. Great throw from Songster, but it's not going to be in time as big mistake by Cade Freeze as he had Grant Gilbreth caught in a troublesome position, but pulled Landon Greeno away from his glove, and with that error, it does lead to another run coming across for the Titans. 3-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard. With Rosenthal still up to bat. First pitch from Freeze. It's down in the turf for a ball. As out goes Dean McIntyre to now have a conversation with his pitcher. After that costly error, again, would have gotten Gilbreth easily out as he jumped on the pickoff attempt, but Freeze just threw it out of the reach of Landon Greeno at first, and because of that, Gilbreth came all the way home as that went all the way to the very far fence. So now here's Rosenthal and a 1-1. Fastball that's again outside. 2-1. As Freeze trying to refocus back in now. 3-0 lead on our wicked fast scoreboard for the Titans. Hard hit into the glove of Easton Jones at third, and there's the second out of this inning on a line drive to Jones. And And here comes Griffin Minderman. Huge bunt in his last plate appearance, and singled in his first. And with 2 down, here comes Minderman trying to keep the inning alive for the Titans so they can bring some more runs across. Nobody on the base pads for the Titans. That off-speed hard hit to Jacoby Silos, and it goes into left field. Past the glove of the freshman, and Minderman gets his 3rd hit today with 2 down for Emmett Minderman. This Minderman 0 for 2 today. Flew out in his previous plate appearance to Easton Jones and then struck out swinging in his first. Has Griffin Minderman at first, 2 down in this bottom of the 4th inning. A 3-0 lead for the Titans. There goes Minderman on the steal. It's going to bounce away from McIntyre, but also bounce off of the home plate umpire for a stolen base from Griffin Minderman. As it's a 1-0 count to Emmett Minderman. On deck, Danny Wallace with Cordell Clickingbeard in the hole for Papillion La-Vista South. He looks to lay the bunt down, lays it down as Cade Freeze easily gloves it up, throwing over to first in time, and that's how this inning will come to an end. I mean, it was so close, but with the outs, that's how this inning does come to an end. 2 runs did come across for Papillion La-Vista South, but the Dogs were able to get out of the inning without any more coming home. 3-0 the lead for the Titans. We come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410 video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Pregame's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Pregame's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Spring is here. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming, and every time the wind blows, you feel it inside. And that foggy glass? No, that's not morning dew. It's a sign it's time for an upgrade. Good news. Larry's Glass in North Platte, a locally and veteran-owned business, has the expertise to upgrade those old windows with crystal clear views and energy efficiency to keep your home comfortable all year round. Enjoy spring without the indoor breeze. Call Larry's Glass today or stop by 211 West 5th in North Platte, where quality meets clarity.
Welcome back here to Papillion La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. As quickly it's a 2-0 count to Ty Hanneborg, who is batter here against Bryson Bodos. It's 2-1 to Hanneborg. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McCann and the Fortify Group. You can check out Kevin McCann and the Fortify Group. It's location 621 South Dewey, Sweet B. Big fastball from Bodos gets it to now 2-2. The pitch fouled off by Ty Hanneborg. Also thank you to our other Sports Zone sponsors for today's game, Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland's office support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998, and are bringing those services to the North Platte area. 2-2 to second baseman Ty Hanneborg. That one cut foul on over to the first base coach, Ty Holmes, and with that, still will stay at 2-2. Jackson Peters on deck with Jacoby Silos in the hole. 2-2. Hard cutting foul out of play, as that's another foul ball from Hanneborg. Is locked in here. He is against Bryson Bodos. 48 pitches for Bodos, 38 strikes to 10 balls. 2-2. Another one that this time fouled behind the grandstands. Third and foul ball of this at-bat for Hanneborg. Here comes another 2-2. Off speed, that's upstairs, and it's now 3-2 to second baseman Ty Hanneborg. Bodos winds up. Another one that's fouled off by Hanneborg, doing a great job with this at-bat to stay in control. 3-2 the count now to Ty Hanneborg. Another one that this time he reaches way in front of and gets just barely enough contact, and still 3-2. Fifth foul ball of this at bat for Ty Hanneborg as Bodos delivers. In there at the knees as down goes Ty Hanneborg looking. He thought that one was just low enough to get called for a walk, but will now make his way back to the dugout. The first down to this top of the fifth inning. Jackson Peters now up to bat. He struck out swinging last time against Bryson Bodos. First pitch from Bodos. Fastball there, strike one to Peters. Jacoby Silos on deck with Kate Songster in the hole for North Platte's offense. 0-1 as Peters way in front of it, way in the turf. That was just anticipating another fastball was sophomore Jackson Peters, but didn't get it. Now here comes the 0-2. That time off speed he identified well. It's 1-2 the count. Silos on deck with Songster in the hole. That fastball pulled way outside there for ball two. Good catch from Wilsey, and now the count is 2-2 to Jackson Peters. That one way into the dirt in front of Peters. 3-2 the count to the left fielder. 58 pitches for Bryson Bodos. As Peters gets set. The 3-2. In there for strike number 3 as down goes Jackson Peters looking, and there's 2 outs now in this top of the fifth for Jacoby Silos. He struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Songster on deck, then Logan Hayes in the hole for North Platte's offenses. Bodos delivers. Fastball there. Strike number 1, good pitch framing from Wilsey to dip it into the zone. 0-1. Another pitch on a fastball, this time outside. 1-1 the count. Bodos with his 1-1 pitch. Off speed, off the mark again, 2-1. And that's what's really been improved for Silos, has been his lack of taking really bad swings at pitches that were outside, and shows it once again here with a pitch this time high and away for ball 3 from Bryson Bodos. But that time Silos takes a big hack at it. Misses. 3-2 the count to freshman Jacoby Silos. Bodos delivers. Swing and a miss. And that is how this inning will come to an end. Another 3 up, 3 down for North Platte's offense. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-0 lead for Papillion La-Vista South when we come back here on FM 98.1. AM 1410 and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Important services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Welcome back here to Papillion La-Vista South on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Danny Wallace up to bat. He walked in his previous plate appearance for the Titans. Our half-inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as our other sponsors for today's game, Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota has Toyota-trained technicians on hand to know that you have the very best inspecting your vehicle. Premier Toyota, let's go places. The 0-1 pitch to Danny Wallace outside as it pulls Dean McIntyre away from his catching position. That's now 1-1 the count. 67 pitches for Cade Freeze as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're quickly approaching some of the last opportunities for the Dogs offense as Wallace fouls another off for strike 2. According to if you're doing some good math, 6 outs left to go for the Dogs offense to accumulate at the moment just 3 runs to tie it, 4 to take the lead. But you have to keep it at this mark to even stand a chance. Here comes the 1-2 from Cade Freeze. Off speed is smothered out to left field. And it's going to fall for a base hit as Jackson Peters picks it up. The throw on over to the cutoff man was Tyler Hanneborg, and that's a stand-up double for Danny Wallace. As Cordell Clickingbeard now will check in. He got out on an infield fly rule in his last plate appearance. Flew out to Landon Greeno at first in his first appearance as a runner in scoring position, being Danny Wallace at second. As Cade Freeze will now get the sign from Dean McIntyre as he keeps running the signs, and now will glance at second and deliver. A bunt looks to be laid down, but pulled back is Cordell Clickingbeard for ball 1. It's 1-0 the count. One and 0 now to Clickingbeard with Greeno on the artificial turf grass. Another bunt attempt will pull McIntyre very far away from his catching position as that off speed cut a little too much. So it's 2-0 the count now to Clickingbeard. Wilsey on deck with Bodos in the hole as another pitch from Cade Freeze makes it a 3-0 count with one runner on at second being Wallace. Freeze trying to find the first strike of this at-bat as he'll get the side from McIntyre and now wind up the 3-0. Fastball bunted, and that's going to get out of the reach of Cade Freeze, and that's going to be a single for Cordell Clickingbeard. Really good bunt from Clickingbeard. Will not only advance the runner, but will put Clickingbeard at first with nobody out and 2 runners on at the corners now for Blake Wilsey. Grounded out in his last plate appearance to Cade Freeze. Flew out to Landon Greeno in his first plate appearance. Bryson Bodos on deck with Matthew Gorman in the hole. No action in the Bulldogs bullpen at the moment. So they're going to keep going with Cade Freeze with runners on and ready to score for the Titans. The pitcher goes the runner on over to second. That's right into the glove of Cade Freeze. The throw home is not going to be in time as another run's going to come across. Throw to third. Will be out at third is trying to extend his Cordell Clickingbeard. So a ground out to Cade Freeze brings one runner home, but trying to extend the play, Cordell Clickingbeard, a little too over aggressive. It's now 4-0 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard with 2 down. And here's Bryson Bodos. He singled past Jacoby Silos in his last plate appearance. First pitch from Freeze to Bodos is check swung, but in the zone for strike 1. It's 0-1 now the count. So a little bit of some good fortune going the way of the Dogs. The last at bat, can they close it out? Just give up the 1 run. That pitch down low from Freeze. Ball 1, 1-1 the count now. Again, Matthew Gorman on deck with Grant Gilbreth in the hole in this bottom of the 5th inning. 4-0 lead for the Titans on our Wicked Fast scoreboard is that next pitch from Cade Freeze. Slow, and this time away for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Bryson Bodos. And the loser of this game will have their season come to an end with the winner moving on to the district championship. That hard grounder to Easton Jones at third. Good glove by his senior. Throw to first in time, and That's how this inning does come to an end. Again, Cade Freeze limited the damage that could have come across. It's now 4-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard when we come back here to Papillion La-Vista South on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Spring is here. The sun is shining, flowers are blooming, and every time the wind blows, you feel it inside. And that foggy glass? No, that's not morning dew. It's a sign it's time for an upgrade. Good news. Larry's Glass in North Platte, a locally and veteran-owned business, has the expertise to upgrade those old windows with crystal clear views and energy efficiency to keep your home comfortable all year round. Enjoy spring without the indoor breeze. Call Larry's Glass today or stop by 211 West 5th in North Platte, where quality meets clarity.
Top of the 6th inning here, FM 98.1, AM 1410. Kate Songster up to bat on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. Songster 0 for 1 today with a flyout against Bryson Bodo, says that's a quick 2-0 count to the Songster. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McCann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McCann and the Fortifying Group at its location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as our other sponsors for today's game. Kevin McGann, well, I said that already. Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic. Whether you're on the field, quarter, diamond, injuries can happen, and at Kroll Clinic, they specialize in sports injuries, getting you back in the game faster. 3-1 pitch. Turned on, a little blooper on over to first base is there to glove it as Cordell Clicking-Beard for out number 1. And that's how first down comes for the Dogs offense. Logan Hayes now here. Struck out swinging in his last plate appearance for North Platte's offense, as they are trying to dissect or at least find a weakness in the Bryson Bodo's pitching repertoire, as so far the Dogs have been unable to really get anything going offensively today. As that fastball from Bodos is there for strike 1. And of course you knew that might have been a possibility with how strong this squad is for Papillion La-Vista South, as Hayes will foul that back for strike 2. It's 0-2 the count. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for North Platte High School, as that pitch really tight inside, almost hits Logan Hayes. 2-2 the count. I can't get my eyes on who it could be, as it could potentially be Easton Jones. 2-2. Makes it now 3-2 with it upstairs against Hayes. Caden Johnson is on deck with, at the moment, Easton Jones in the hole. 3-2. That one going to go into right field for a base hit, as Logan Hayes comes up clutch once again. He had a big hit yesterday for North Platte High School and the Bulldogs. Can he maybe find, and maybe can that be the spark for the Dogs offense, as Caden Johnson comes up to bat, grounded out in his last plate appearance to Griffin Minderman. It's not Easton Jones who's warming up in the bullpen. It might be Jake Kincaid, as that fastball is upstairs. Ball 1 from Bodos. Jones on deck, Greeno in the hole for North Platte. As that fastball does clip the inside part, 0-1. So I actually think is Jacoby Silos, as Johnson crushes that out to the gap in left center field. It might go to the wall. They're going to bring on home Logan Hayes. Caden Johnson rounding second, putting on the brakes, and now he might be in some trouble. He overextended his reach, and now we'll try to get back to second, and he will be tagged down. So Caden Johnson trying to extend his double into a triple. So the Dogs will get a run across. It's now 4-1, but unfortunately for Caden Johnson, pulled it a little too far, and now there's 2 down in this inning. I believe that is Jacoby Silos, who is warming up in the bullpen for North Platte High School, as here's Easton Jones up to bat. That fastball tight inside for ball 1 to Jones. Greeno on deck, Dean McIntyre in the hole. Dogs get their first run to come across today. That was well needed, as Jones will almost wind up like he was looking to take a big swing, but hesitated, and it's strike 1. 1-1 the count now as Bryson Bodos lays into it. Swing and a miss by Jones for strike 2. 2 outs in this top of the 6th inning. Bodos is 1-2. Hard hit into left field, and that's another hit for this Dogs offense. As a 2-out single now brings up old reliable Landon Greeno. The game-tying run is after him with Dean McIntyre. As here comes a courtesy runner, Tyler Townsend for Easton Jones. Of course, Townsend not playing in right field after injuring his thumb 2 weekends ago in the tournament game against Crete and Standing Bear. As Jacoby Silos is done warming up for the Bulldogs, pitching just in case they need to use him next half inning. 4-1 on the wicked fast scoreboard. A runner at first being Tyler Townsend. The Dogs finally starting to find some momentum offensively, but is it too late for their offense to come alive? Trailing by 3 now. 4-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard. A 1-0 count to Landon Greeno. Bodos delivers. Fastball way upstairs from Bryson Bodos. 2-0 now the count. And again, if you were looking for a player to come up after Landon Greeno that could seriously turn this game around, you couldn't have asked for that man better than Dean McIntyre. His time will be called, and we'll have a conversation with pitcher Bryson Bodos in the infield. As here comes Jacoby Silos back to the dugout. Again, Greeno has been pretty strong today. He is 1 for 2. He singled in his first plate appearance on in the left field, but did ground out to Brady Alderson in his last at-bat. With 2 down, if he can get a single and bring potentially the game-tying run up to bat and give the Dogs a chance to tie it, then all bets are off. But, of course, you got to take it one step at a time, and you need Greeno, who has been so good this season with pressure on, to deliver a big hit as Bodos delivers to Greeno. Titan side thrown over to first will get Tyler Townsend back. 3-0 the count now to Landon Greeno. It's going to be 2-1. As Bodos delivers. Whew, that's just outside for ball 3. 3-1 to Landon Greeno. As Bryson Bodos winds up and delivers. Fouling back the at-bat there is where the ball is, Landon Greeno. As 3-2, big at-bat and a big pitch for both sides. Bodos delivers. Popped up. Oh, that one's drifting to foul territory. And there to grab it is Emmett Minderman, and that is how this inning will come to an end. The Dogs, though, did get 1 run across. They did get a runner in scoring position, or excuse me, on the base pads at first, but couldn't move it any further. And with that, we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning with Kate Freeze trying to hold it steady once more. We come back, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
And beyond, your home just got safer and more comfortable. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment has what you need, from wheelchairs to lift chairs, mobility scooters, and more. Conveniently located at 220 West Leota Street, Suite 1, right next to Great Plains Urgent Care. Their expert team is ready to help you move with ease. Call 308-568-8510 today and take the first step toward comfort, independence, and a better quality of life.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Cade Freeze on the mound for North Platte High School here in this bottom of the sixth inning. There's 6 outs left to go potentially in this ball game. These 3 for Papillion, La-Vista South, and of course the 3 for the Dogs offensively in the top of the 7th if they can't claw their way back into this game. As here comes Matthew Gorman. He's 0 for 2 today. Grant Gilbreth on deck, then Donnie Rosenthal in the hole for the Titans. Our half-inning breaks are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Of course, as always, check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea. Freeze's first pitch off speed is in there. Around the lettering for strike number 1. Oh, 0-1 now the count to Gorman. As Freeze, 79 total pitches. Only had 4 runs come across today. You couldn't have asked for anything better from him. Big ol' chopper down the first base side. Great diving glove from Landon Greeno, but it's going to be foul for strike number 2. I mean, again, you couldn't have asked for a better performance from Cade Freeze, especially in terms of how to stop this powerful Titans offense. You knew some runs were going to come across, but to only, at the moment, knock on wood, give up just the 4. You got to be pretty happy. As next pitch is smothered out to left field, but Jackson Peters gets up underneath it and gets there and gloves it for out number 1. Again, you knew that this Titans offense, you couldn't contain what they have from a power and batting standpoint, but you can limit what they do produce, and you gave the Dogs, Cade Freeze has, an opportunity to keep alive in this contest. And only having the 4 runs come across. Here's Grant Gilbreth. He singled into right field in his last plate appearance as he pops that one up, but it's going to go out of play, foul by the Dogs dugout for strike number 1. As it's 0-1 the count. Rosenthal on deck, Griffin Minderman in the hole for Papillion La-Vista South. As the pitch in from Freeze. Off speed in there for strike 2. 0-2 now the count to Grant Gilbreth. As Cade Freeze winds up his 0-2. Hard grounder to Jacoby Silos at short. Good throw on over to first, and he's going to tag one Grant Gilbreth out. As that throw is a little high, but doesn't matter. As there's 2 outs now in this inning for Donnie Rosenthal. Man, he had a loud line out to Easton Jones at third in his last plate appearance. Ground rule doubled to bring a run home in his first. With 2 down in this inning, an opportunity to either keep it alive or end the inning here. First pitch from Cade Freeze, beautifully placed. Strike number 1 to Rosenthal. 0-1 the count now. As the 0-1 in there for strike 2. Beautiful from Freeze. I mean, having a pretty good inning here. After the last one was a little choppy, or the last 2 have been a little choppy. Firing all cylinders in this bottom of the 6th. 0-2 pitch from Freeze. fouled off the bat. Still stay at 0-2. On deck, Griffin Minderman, then Emmett Minderman for Papillion La-Vista South. There's Cade Freeze with his payoff 0-2. That's going to be very far outside for ball one. 88 pitches, 55 strikes, 30 balls, a good happy mix of both for Freeze. 1-2. Smashed out till the gap in left center field. It's going to get all the way to the wall, and that'll be extra bases once again for Donnie Rosenthal, and he'll stop at second with a stand-up double to keep this inning alive for Papillion La-Vista South. 8th hit today. Correction, 9th hit today for Papillion La-Vista South with Griffin Minderman up to bat. He is 3 for 3 today with two singles and a bunt. Has a runner in scoring position, being Donnie Rosenthal at second base for the Titans, leading 4-1. Our wicked fast scoreboard. The pitch from Freeze. Oh, and that's going to bounce off the elbow of Minderman. And that puts two runners aboard now for Emmett Minderman. Maybe a little bit of a better matchup so far today for the Dogs, as Emmett Minderman, he's 0 for 3, compared to Griffin Minderman, who is 3 for 3. Is Minderman looking a little in some pain after that hit with the way he vaulted on down with his elbow. But, of course, 2 outs here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at second and first for Papillion La-Vista South. Our half-inning breaks and timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Yes, again, here comes Emmett Minderman. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Flew out to Cade Freeze in his first, and then grounded out to Freeze in his second. Has Rosenthal at second base with Minderman at first, and 2 down in this bottom of the 6th inning. As Freeze trying to find the final out of potentially this offensive possession and the game for the Titans, as both runners will go. That one grounded foul by Emmett Minderman for strike one, as the Titans win for a double steal. And Freeze trying to get out of this inning without letting a run come across, so the Dogs in their top of the 7th have a chance to come back in this game. They got their lone run last inning off a couple big hits from the top of the order. 0-1. Beautiful pitch from Freeze. 0-2 now to Emmett Minderman. Can Freeze cap this game off and get the final strike and the final out of this inning? He'll get the sign from McIntyre he likes. Glances at second. Delivers. That fastball is outside for ball 1 to Emmett Minderman. Danny Wallace on deck with Cordell Clicking-Beard in the hole for the Titans. As Cade Freeze delivers. Shallow popper on out to Silos at short, and he gets there and gloves it. So the Dogs did another good job of not allowing a run to come across. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Can they find the momentum to come back in this ball game and advance to a championship matchup? We'll have to see when we come back. FM 98.1, AM 1410 video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's Burger Night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
When making important life decisions about your financial future or insurance needs, it's important to work with people you trust. That's why at Farm Bureau Financial Services, we don't rely on algorithms, bots, or auto-generated answers. We get to know you, help you get the right coverage, and make smart financial decisions.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back here, Papillion La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, the 5 seed North Platte High School taking on the 1 seed in the last potential inning of play between these two teams. Bryson Bodos still on the mound for the Titans versus Dean McIntyre, as that fastball from Bodos is there for strike number 1. It's 1-1 the count now. Half inning breaks brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group and its location 621 South Dewey. Suite B is McIntyre fouls that off. And the ball bounced off the face mask of Wilsey, and now time will be given so Wilsey can refocus back in. But here we go, top of the 7th. Dogs trailing by 3, 4-1 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. A 1-2 count to catcher Dean McIntyre. Little bouncer that's going to be picked up by the pitcher and throw on over to first. And he's out at first. And that is how Dean McIntyre will get out. As Bodos with a good throw to first. And now here comes Ty Hanneborg. He struck out looking in his last plate appearance. Thought that he missed the zone, did Bryson Bodos, but can Ty Hanneborg come up with another big hit to start the rally? He looks to play the bunt, but pulls back as that pitch is just at the knees, but out for ball 1. On deck, Jackson Peters with Jacoby Silos in the hole. Another bunt attempt from Hanneborg. He'll pull back for strike 1. Third baseman Emmett Minderman playing the grass. Pulls on one, but pulls it very far behind the grandstands for strike 2 to Ty Hanneborg. As the 1-2. Oh, that off speed just barely too high. 1-1. As Bodos' 2-2 pitch to Hanneborg. It's in there. Strike 3 is down goes Ty Hanneborg. He thought once again that was outside as he makes a comment to it looked like the official again. And I believe voicing his frustration with another pitch that he viewed that was outside. But here comes Jackson Peters. 2 strikeouts today for Peters. Can the sophomore get a hit and keep the game alive? But that fastball is there for strike number 1 from Bryson Bodos. Dogs down to their final out. 0-1. Another fastball in. Strike 2 to Jackson Peters. So he'll get set up to potentially the final pitch of this game and the season for the Dogs. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that is how this game comes to an end. And the season for North Platte High School as well. A 4-1 victory for Papillion La-Vista South and the Titans. It was pretty smooth sailing for the Titans. Dogs had an opportunity, but unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, could not come away with the victory. They gave it their all after defeating Norfolk yesterday. Put up a late game rally in the bottom of the 6th, but were unable to continue that momentum. And it was another complete game, this time from Bryson Bodos. And for North Platte High School, their season ends here in the second round of the A-2 district. 8-17 on the season now for North Platte High School compared to Papillion La-Vista South, who finished 23-8. They'll be facing the winner of Lincoln Southwest and Omaha West Side, which was today as well. And for North Platte High School, while the season as a whole, record-wise, might not have gone as good as they were hoping it to be. Of course, had a couple of key guys that we hoped maybe could have been some big players. Of course, Mason Stein as well as Easton Jones missing a big chunk of the season with injuries. They really found a lot of good players in terms of the youth that, might see some excitement next year, because Dogs will be losing 7 That's right. 7 seniors, and that's just how high school goes. They lose the 7 seniors who have been so pivotal to this program, and you're going to see a lot of the young faces that you saw this season, who also took some really good steps forward, be the main focal points next year. But really, let's give it up to the guys that are here in this program. Of course, this is the second year of North Platte High baseball. They've been together for quite a while, and of course, travel ball and the American Legion, when Coach Ricky Holm took over the American Legion back when a lot of these guys were 8th graders. You know, they were young, wide-eyed youngsters too, just like we see from guys like Jacoby Silos, as well as Jackson Peters and Cade Songster. But using the experience that they had gotten through the 4 years at North Platte High and through the American Legion, they were able to help guide these young guys, and we're able to see a lot of them flourish this year in their roles. A lot of them have gone through some adversity that they were hoping not to see, of course, that being Logan Hayes and Connor Stifler, but the even younger freshmen, Songster, Silos, of course, a couple innings of Lake Sellers, and maybe some courtesy running from young Jarrett Smeltzer. A lot of the young guys that we had seen throughout this season had proven so pivotal in so many different games, but they couldn't have really have been as effective as they were without some big help from the leadership of this team. Easton Jones, Caden Johnson, who have been staples of the program for North Platte, not just high school, but American Legion, FMBO as well for so many years. And while they last year made it to a district championship game, almost going to state, fall here in the second round to Papillion La-Vista South and have their season come to an end, 8-17 overall. Again, while the record may not reflect how well I think this team has in terms of its overall potential, you'd have to say that they ended their season pretty strong. I mean, after struggling to really find a consistent, victories towards the beginning and middle part, they all came together like we know they really could, and they showed it. Picking up big wins against, Adams Central, defeating Standing Bear, North Platte St. Patrick's, putting up some really good contests versus Grand Island the first time and even through the doubleheader. So this team has shown the glimpses of being a very good ball club. They just were unable to really fully put it together at the right time, even though, yes, they were able to. Well, I don't even know if I could say, I take that back. I can't say they can't really fully put it together. I think they can put it together, and we've seen it through a couple of these games. They just were unable to do it consistently as a whole, but there's still more baseball to come. Yes, the high school season is over, and I think for a lot of people that's the most important season for some of these guys. But American Legion is just around the corner. First game, May 23rd, and a lot of these guys will be seeing for American Legion and here before you know it. But for North Platte High School, they fall in this one to Papillion La-Vista South, and the Titans, 7 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left stranded for the Titans compared to the 1 run on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 2 left stranded for North Platte High School. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. We can come back. Quick stop post-game show right here, FM 98.1. AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries, motor vehicle accidents, or post-surgical care, where there is premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrollClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams, and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Pregame's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Pregame's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
Hungry for real slow smoked barbecue? Smoking Double D's in Hershey has you covered. Locally owned and operated, they smoke their meats low and slow for mouth-watering flavor. Open Tuesday through Saturday, they're serving up barbecue favorites all day long. Craving something special? Don't miss chicken fried steak every Friday night and prime rib every Saturday. That's Smoking Double D's, where greatness happens overnight. And every bite is worth the wait.
North Platte and beyond, your home just got safer and more comfortable. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment has what you need, from wheelchairs to chairs, mobility scooters, and more. Conveniently located at 220 West Leota Street, Suite 1, right next to Great Plains Urgent Care. Their expert team is ready to help you move with ease. Call 308-568-8510 today and take the first step toward comfort, independence, and a better quality of life.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams, and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
Looking for midweek fun? River's Edge Golf Club has you covered. Wednesday, test your knowledge at Trivia Night, kicking off at 7 p.m. Gather your team and show off those brainy skills. Thursday, it's Burger Night. Buy one delicious, juicy burger and get the second half off. Now that's a deal worth swinging for. And with the weather warming up, it's the perfect time to hit the greens. Call now to book your tee time. River's Edge Golf Club, where good times and great golf meet.
Get ready for the ultimate fun day out. Start at Pregame's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Pregame's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Welcome back here, Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, North Platte High School falls to the Titans of Papillion, La-Vista South in the second round. Excuse me, my good heavens. Wait. Yeah, that piece of air just sneakily not go the right way I was hoping to see, but Dogs, unfortunately, they do fall to the Titans here in the first round of the A-2 district playoffs, and it's just one of those games. Yeah, every once in a while you'll go and face a team that is just a complete and utter buzzsaw, and that is what Papillion, La-Vista South and the Titans are. Many of them consider them the best team in all of Class A baseball, and boy, they showed it today. I mean, Bryson Bodos was just, up until the last two innings where the Dogs were able to find some offense, getting together a good collection of hits, 5 to be exact. I mean, he was just lights out for Papillion, La-Vista South. There's nothing really you could have asked more from him. And maybe we could have asked maybe a smidge more from the Dogs' offense today, maybe in the earlier portions of the game, but more or less, you got to give a props to Cade Freeze and what he was able to do. Yes, 4 runs did come across for the Titans as a whole, but you couldn't have asked for a better performance to at least, keep this game close. If you ever watched hockey before, you're good with your goalie giving up a couple of goals, 1 or 2 at the most. The whole purpose is then you make sure that you keep them within the game. You keep the team in the game from all start to finish, and Cade Freeze was able to do that today. He was able to really limit this Papillion La-Vista South offense. Again, just to 4 runs as a collective unit when a lot of people, if you asked, I hate to be that guy, a lot of the Omaha and Lincoln media members or even some of the coaches, they asked about, hey, you're going to play North Platte High School as the 5 seed, coming in 8-16 on this season. Many people would have thought this would have been a run rule going into the 5th inning, but Cade Freeze and the Dogs did a fantastic job of averting that potential, and because of that, they can at least come away with their heads held high that they did give it their all out there on the field and were, I think, more importantly, given an opportunity to come away with a victory or at least fight for a chance to make something happen and go on to the next round. But just unfortunately, as a whole, it did not come together with the Titans winning this one 4-1. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 7 left stranded for the Titans compared to the Dogs. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, 2 were left stranded. Both pitchers went the full way. Bryson Bodo, 7 innings. He only gave up the 1 run on 5 hits. 70 strikes, 31 balls. You couldn't have even asked for a more perfect day for Bryson Bodos other than not giving up those last couple of runs that he did. And then on the side for North Platte High School, and Cade Freeze in his 6 innings, he gave up 9 hits in total, 94 total pitches, 62 strikes, 32 balls. Again, a very strong performance for Cade Freeze and showing why he is the Bulldogs' ace pitcher at this current point. Of course, Easton Jones trying to work his way back from that knee injury, and, of course, the whole point that, well, I don't even know point, but some of the points that Coach Holm was making this entire season was who's going to be that guy to step up and take the reins as the best pitcher with Easton Jones out. And man, oh man, did Cade Freeze do a fantastic job this season at stepping forward and presenting that option. He had a 2.28 going into this ball game. Yes, he might have raised it with his runs that were given up in today's ball game, 3 earned, but holistically for North Platte High School, you got to be at least proud of how not only they were able to fight and continue to fight this season, but showed that grit and determination that we love so much about not only just this team, but this Bulldogs program whole through the entire high school as a whole. You could never count them out of anything, even down the stretch when things were looking dire in the season, struggling to find wins or even, heck, find a singular win at some point on I think a 9-game losing streak. They were able to find some good, deep-down grit and come away with not only victories but great growth towards the end of this year. And that then leads us into what can they do during American Legion, as that is, of course, going to come up on the 23rd with the first game for American Legion. I can't believe that. A home triangular against Creighton Prep as well as Cheyenne. So you couldn't have asked for 2 scarier opponents than those 2 teams. Right there is, I see Carter Kelly down at the opening right next to the fence with his family as well. So some older North Platte graduates coming to see how the team does, specifically in what is the last district appearance for Easton Jones, as well as Landon Greeno, as well as Caden Johnson. These guys have been staples of the program. Of course, Caden Johnson and Easton Jones, who had been here for so long, starting way back in 8th grade, and then Landon Greeno, who recently came here just, I think, 3 years ago, who was provided and produced anytime he stepped out onto the field. And that's not even talking about Douglas Tippman or Tyler Townsend, who have been key guys in the dugout, as well as when they've been called upon to step up and make some big plays for this team. Of course, remember Tyler Townsend's one of his first at-bats in American Legion, hitting a home run in McCook 2 years ago, as Easton Jones hugging some of the staff and the players for his last district game alongside Caden Johnson. But we'll step aside one final time, and when we come back here, we will give you head coach Ricky Holmes will be stopping on by and having a conversation with us to wrap the season up. FM 98.1, AM 1410. And, of course, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at northplattepost.com.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here to Papillion, La-Vista South, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com as head coach Ricky Holm joins me here. Coach, it unfortunately did not come down to the way that you were hoping for your ending here to this season and most importantly today, but you gave it your all. I mean, you knew it was going to be a tough game with how strong Papillion La-Vista South has been all season as a program, and they sure came out with their A game. But to be quite fair, to only limit them to 4 runs, and your team have plenty of chances to come away with not only runs to tie it, but also to take the lead. You at least got to feel pretty proud that you left it all out on the diamond today.
Yeah, I mean, going in, we knew that they were going to be legit. Botos, the guy that threw against us, I mean, that's the best arm we've seen this year. He was probably upper 8s, touching 9 with a curveball that he could throw for strikes and hitters counts. So understood that, going in, there was going to be, small margins for error. A couple plays we would have liked to have had back. We had a bunt and run where we didn't run it correctly. Joni with that double in the gap and then trying to stretch it into 3. Just a couple little things like that. Cade's pick into the outfield that gave him a run. So, frustrating from the sense that, 4-1 and definitely could have been a little bit closer. But so proud of the boys. You look back at the beginning of the season and like the team that lost to GACC and today are just, night and day different. So, I know it wasn't the way that we wanted to finish it, but, so proud of the guys. I think that's just the most frustrating part is I wish we could go back and start our season now with kind of the way we're playing and the confidence that we're playing with. But like I told the guys here after the game, hoping that every one of those guys comes out for Legion and we could kind of build off that. And really want to thank the senior class. This senior class, like I'd said pregame, they were here as 8th graders my first year. So to kind of see them go from the young bucks to being the senior leadership is just, it's really fun as a coach, and told them all these coaches here, have, friends, family, kids, and willingly sacrificing our time to come out here. This is my second family. This is my second home. Love being out here. My kids are going to be growing up on the baseball field. So just really proud of the boys. Obviously not the way that we wanted the season to end, but for those guys that are coming out this summer for Legion, it's definitely something to build upon.
Yeah, and you got to feel pretty happy, of course, with stuff like that because of when you talk about early in the season and all the mistakes that came across with this team, it felt like you couldn't even feel the ground ball at some points. And to now sit here and talk about, it's the small little margins that cost you the game today. That just tells you the amount of growth this team has come across and how at the very last moment in these last couple of weeks and in these last couple of games have really come together as a team and have made probably the biggest stride of them all year.
Yeah, you always want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the season. So even though we did have those couple of mistakes, we were right there with arguably the best team in the state. They got 11 college commits. They move a little different. It looks a little different. It's all, compared to what we're coming from, where we're coming from. It's just, it's a little different vibration. And so to know that we can hang with those teams, it's definitely going to give those guys confidence moving into the summer. And for those seniors that are going to be playing this year before going off to college ball, something to build off of. But really excited for the young bucks, the underclassmen. Jacoby Silos and Cade Songster played huge roles as freshmen. Connor Stifler, Logan Hayes, Jackson Peters, huge roles as sophomores. And then Dean and Hannaborg have been starters for 3 years, and they got one more year. So even though it's a huge, important senior class class that we're losing. Excited for what the future is going to hold. And like I told these guys, if you're willing to work, I'm willing to work. And it's one of those things where I'm not going to drag you out there, and especially in the off season. But it's like, if you guys want to take that next step and you need me to get in the weight room, you need me to get on the field, you need me to hit fungos, whatever it is, I'm going to be willing to do that. So just excited to see these guys, kind of see how they react to this. There's some people that'll let it cave them under pressure and fold like a lawn chair, but we've really grown as a team. We've really grown as individuals, and so I'm expecting this to kind of harden them a little bit and hopefully motivate them moving forward.
And you really couldn't have pointed to a better guy for that, putting the work in over the offseason and really not taking anything for granted. And Cade Freeze going, of course, from JV last season where, he was starting to pitch some good pitches to put it in over the offseason, and now skyrocketing straight into the varsity squad and really from the minute go be the lead pitcher with, of course, Easton Jones being out and really taking over that ace's mantle. So if the team and the guys more specifically are trying to find maybe a case to see that the hard work does pay off, you couldn't have asked it for a better guy, and specifically from a guy who still has many, many years of baseball left to go into the program.
Yeah, I always tell the story with Cade. Cade was the first guy that I recruited ever as a coach here. I was subbing for 7th grade PE at Adams and saw him throw a dodgeball, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, hopefully that guy plays baseball. He did. And this is, not something that Cade won't admit himself. These last couple years, he hasn't necessarily worked as hard as he probably should have. He had all the dots. It was just about connecting them. And I think these last couple years, seeing underclassmen, kind of jump him in line, or guys that he's more physically or athletically gifted than jumping him in the line, I think that really motivated him. So for this last year, he's been hard in the weight room, hard on his mechanics, hard on the throwing program. And to just see that kind of, come to fruition, and that skill set that I saw as a 7th grader has just been, that's what it's all about as a coach. You want to get these guys prepared for, life after baseball. But in between the lines, to see someone buy into what you're starting, what you're saying, or just buying into their own belief that, hey, what I'm doing hasn't been working and I need to change something. And, going in, Cade's one of those guys. He's been, with Carter Kelly being his cousin, and he's been, kind of good with the older classmen and hanging out with those older guys. And so those seniors being like, hey, Cade's going to be a dude this year. Cade's going to be a dude this year. And it's like, I would love that. But also, too, he hasn't necessarily shown me that he was willing to do what it was going to take that mantle. And just so proud of him. I mean, I couldn't ask any more. I mean, you look at it, we probably have an 8-team ERA, and his is like a 3.5.
I think right now is coming into the game 2.28.
Yeah, so to have that type of ERA compared to the team ERA, just so happy for him, so proud for him. I mean, he's already got a college offer from a Cook before he'd even stepped on a varsity mound. I wouldn't be surprised if some teams see this box score and drum up some interest for him. So I mean, the future is bright for him. All the college scouts, all the pro scouts, they're going to see or have seen what I saw as a 7th grader, and it's a guy that's got all those intangibles, and he's finally starting to connect those dots. So as we move in here towards the summer, having him and Greeno and Jones being kind of our lead anchors, and then having some other seniors and some underclassmen helping out. But definitely looking for Cade to kind of take that mantle and be the unquestioned ace next year, and excited to see what the future holds for him.
And then you talk about the guys that are going to graduate officially now, and then some of the guys that have graduated. Of course, Carter Kelly making his way back into things he's now doing at Johnson County with playing time. And you look at the molds of Caden Johnson and Easton Jones, who are looking to follow not in the same direction as where Carter went, but in the same path to extra collegiate baseball. You can just kind of see how this program's, while maybe not record-wise success, molds not only great players but also great leaders as a whole.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, and forgive me if I forget someone, but I think probably the 3 best players that I've had since I've been here are Derek Coleman, Carter Kelly, and Jack Polk, and all 3 of them were in the stands today. So to kind of see that, I mean, those guys coming back, I mean, like this last week we had Bryce Butterfield, Ty Robinson, Blaze Zeiler. We had all these ex-players coming back and willing to give back to the program that they've helped build. So that's a culture that I'm trying to set, in any successful program that I've been a part of. The young guys know the old guys. The old guys are coming back and helping them out. So to see those guys still coming out here and supporting the team, and kind of, those were the seniors when Jones and Joni were the freshmen, or when Derek Coleman was a senior, it was Jack that was a freshman. So to kind of just see the progression of them, it's really good to see. And like I tell tell those guys after the game, in 4 years since I've been here, we've sent 12 guys to college for baseball.
Yeah.
So if that's a goal that you want to have, and not necessarily saying it's going to be a D1 or the number one JUCO in the country, even though Carter Kelly's at the 5th-ranked JUCO and has a visit to Nebraska tomorrow. Breaking news for that.
I was just about to say, with the way, if you've been looking at Twitter and the statistics he's been posting, last year we were complaining about why hasn't he gotten so many touches or so many looks, and now this year when he's been given that opportunity through his hard work that you have helped train him up to be and the peers before him, look where it's bringing him to potentially be a person of interest for the Huskers.
Yeah, I know he's talked to a couple of big programs and starting to drum up interest, batting average around 380, 390. I think he's got 9 bombs on the season and 5 in the last week. Jack Polk at Bellevue now, and then Derek Coleman is actually going to make a comeback next year, and he's going to walk on at Bellevue as well. And
Perfect.
So we'll have Derek Coleman, Jack Polk, and Jalen Ruffin, 3 ex-North Platte guys that are going to be at Bellevue there and trying to help continue what that program's done since Monlux has been there. But yeah, that's the funnest thing as a coach is when you kind of have that family and that team camaraderie. And, Carter Kelly and his dad and his family, they drove 4 hours from Kansas City just to be here for this game. You know?
Talk about dedication. And you see him all the time, too, even at North Platte. So a guy got to go even further than coming here just to see the team.
Well, and part of that is because when they were young and they were coming up, the old guys before them were coming back, and so it's just kind of creating that culture and instilling that it's like, if you want to be the best player or the best version of yourself, it's giving back and knowing what, the stuff that and what you're good at and passing that on. So as a coach, you can't really ask for more than that. Of seeing those guys, whether they were your favorite guys, least favorite guys, best players, worst players, still wanting to come around, still wanting to hang around the team, and just excited because, like I said, you're going to blink, and you're going to go from freshman year to senior year, and it's and it goes quicker than you think. So, and I know, like me as a player, my sophomore year of high school, I had made it to state as a sophomore, and I think we took 5th or something. And I said, well, I'll see you next year. Just kind of assuming that we're going to be at state every year, and then never got back. And that's one of my biggest regrets. And it's tough when you're 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kid to kind of take a step back and soak in the moment. But just really wanted to make sure those guys, it's like, guys, no matter what, even if every kid comes out for Legion this summer, this will be the last time that those 22 guys will be on the field together. So really take a moment to soak in whether, for me as a super competitor, the stuff that I miss the most is between the lines, but majority of the guys, it's the team meals, it's the hotels, it's the bus rides, it's swimming in the pool, it's all that stuff and that camaraderie, and that's just stuff that you can never replicate. So just really appreciative and thankful for this group of 22 guys, and excited to see what the future holds for us.
Super excited. And before I let you go, let's hit on the 7 guys that unfortunately this was their last time stepping onto a high school field. Of course, we'll hopefully see them a lot, all of them bang for Legion. That starts, of course, on the 23rd. You could have chosen easier teams to start with, Creighton Prep and Cheyenne. Come on, man. Going to give me a heart attack before I even get into the first couple of games. But, they have been so pivotal, whether they've been guys that, haven't seen much playing time like Douglas Tippmann, but have been so crucial to the dugout, or, of course, Caden Johnson, Easton Jones, who have been here since the inception, really, not only of your coaching program, but also of North Platte High baseball. How much have they been, not in just those years, but also, more importantly, in this season, been super important to the program?
Yeah, they've been huge. I think, Cade obviously has been our best pitcher, but just because he's a two-way, I think Greeno was probably our MVP of the year. To have him come in from transfer from Kearney, and to pretty much seamlessly just be one of the guys right from the get-go. So thankful that we ended up getting him, and excited. He's one of those guys where if he wants to play college baseball, he'll have opportunities. So that's one of those things that we're still trying to talk him into doing. But thankful for him and thankful for him moving from Kearney. Brody Pittner, has played sporadically with Legion the last couple years, and he's going to Iowa Western for wrestling. He doesn't need to be out here. He's out here because he loves the game, because he loves the boys, because he loves to compete. Easton Geisler, been played huge roles with us, whether it be in the pen or starting rotation. He's thrown some big games, been able to spell D in from behind the plate. I believe he's already been accepted to go to lineman schools next year, so excited to see what the future holds for him. Caden Jonason, Easton Jones, obviously, both of them are going to be playing college baseball in Arizona, and then Tyler Townsend is going to be 45, 50 minutes down the road from him. So, but yeah, I know the one that I'm the most appreciative of, and it was probably the toughest role on the team, was Douglas Tippmann. For a senior senior that hasn't necessarily played Legion as much as the other guys or hasn't played as much travel ball as the other guys, and kind of seeing the writing on the wall and understanding that he probably wasn't going to get as much playing time as he would have liked, but to still come out every day, not miss a practice, not miss a game, always cheering on his teammates, being a good teammate. That's the toughest role, is when you know that, unless I just play out of my mind or a couple guys get hurt, I'm not going to get into a game. And to be able to show up day in and day out and bring that energy and that positive attitude, I bet you if we did a poll for favorite teammate, it would be Doug. So, big senior class. This is the biggest senior class since my first year. We had 11, and really had to reload that year. But this is the first, year where, we have a big senior class, but we have so many battle-tested underclassmen now that have got a ton of big game experience this year, and just hoping to build off that as we move forward.
I mean, that's got to be positive. You hate, of course, it's that two in one hand, two in the other of you wish that, you could have played maybe a couple more seniority players just to keep things settled down. But the fact that a lot of the young guys had been thrown into the firing pan so quickly from an early offset, you're now at this point in the season where they are battle-tested seasoned veterans, and now you don't really have to worry about going into the next season of, boy, can I play this guy at this position without having to worry about is there's going to be a mistake, or can I put him up in the bottom of the seventh inning with a one-run game runner in scoring position? Can he make that big hit? Because we've seen all throughout not just the latter half of the season, but early on when they were put into that frying pan, that they can make those big plays and really also be that team player that is so important for this culture.
Yeah, I think a big part of my philosophy as a coach kind of comes from me as a player. Coming from, I was at the biggest high school in Washington State when I graduated. We had 3,000 kids in in the high school, 750 in my graduating class. I was the only freshman. It was me and 13 juniors as a freshman on JV. It was me and 13 seniors, or me as a sophomore and 13 seniors on varsity. And to see, me as a player, it was like I didn't care if guys were older than me or not. If I was better than you, I thought that I should have been playing above you, And so if it's tied between a freshman and a senior, sure, I'm going to give the senior first crack. But for me, age doesn't matter to me. If you're going to give us the best chance to win, you're going to be put in the ball game, and that doesn't matter whether you're a little 14-year-old that's never seen 80-mile-an-hour fastball or a curveball. Or an 18-year-old who's been sitting on the bench all year. So that's, I'm a little bit more new school with that as opposed to some coaches who will just play those seniors or those upperclassmen and get those guys to grow. I'm never going to put a guy in a position just to continuously fail, but it's one of those things where, if, I can throw them in the deep end, but be sitting there with a life preserver and making sure that they don't do any damage to themselves or long-term just their growth as a player and as a person. But I thought, Songster batted around 200. Jacoby was around 275.
All producing big hits in district matches or even big matches when they've been called upon.
Well, and I bet you, I think Songster probably had 6 RBIs this year, and they were all huge 2-out RBIs. And to see a freshman like that, barely 15 years old, and to just never have a moment that was too big for him, that was the first thing that kind of drew me to Cade Songster. Was it was clear that he wasn't going to be intimidated by the moment. He may understand, hey, I've never seen 90 before, or I've never, had to hit off this guy or had to run when a catcher's got a sub-2 pop time. But just to have that confidence as a young buck like that, he's going to be scary. He's going to be a scary individual as he moves up. And same with Jacoby Silos. He was one of those ones where I thought he probably moved around the best as a freshman, but wasn't quite as sure with his mentality as I was about Cade Songster. But part what he was doing and then part what some of the other guys weren't doing on the field gave him a chance, and he just kind of ran with it. And then by the end of the season, he was honestly our number one guy out of the pen, and to be able to trust a freshman like that and put those guys in. I mean, I asked him after Creighton Prep, it was like, dude, like a year ago you were like playing against like 12-year-olds, and now you were just throwing against Creighton Prep in Division One, Nebraska commits. So it's one of those things. I mean, it's just to see the growth. I mean, it's just like it's almost like when someone's having a huge growth spurt and you could hear the bones growing. It's like you could actively see these guys growing both as players and individuals. So between them two and then the 3 sophomores, Hayes, Stifler, and Peters that have started, whether it be last year or this year, a little bit of both, they all have such a bright future. All of them could play college baseball if they stick with it. So it's going to be my job to keep motivating them and keep getting them to be a better baseball player and a better individual.
Well, it's my favorite time of the day because I get to congratulate you. I don't know if you'll probably get a chuckle out of this. Your first season officially underneath the belt as head coach. It's just funny because, of course, you've been so prominent with the American Legion. It's funny now that you are the official head coach. Overall, how do you feel, as a Coach, in your first season here at North Platte High School, how do you feel now that the season's come to an end?
Yeah, I think this is my 12th year coaching. I think 8th or 9th as a head coach. This is only my second year with a losing record. I had one as a player. This is my second as a coach. So from that perspective, it's definitely, kind of foreign territory. But in pre-Easton Jones injury, I was pretty confident in the team that we were going to have. And from moving from B to A, I'm not going to be one of those teams that just plays the cupcake schedule and has a good record and looks good going into districts and then just gets boat raced by someone. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So that's going to be something that, we may have losing records for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I promise you, once we get to districts, it's going to make us a better team for it. So it's just been, my job has been to cultivate as many relationships as I can. I know, Bellevue West coach, Mr. Coach Shockey, is going to be going to West Side, but he's already said that he'd be interested in a home and home. He was able to get us into UBA today, which the Ron Colley head coach, who's going to be the new Bell West coach, was there. He said he was down to doing home and home, hoping to get Creighton Prep out there next year. So it's all about kind of building those relationships and having other coaches understand that even though we may be out away from everybody, that, we're starting to build a good program here. We got a bunch of good baseball guys, a bunch of good baseball players, and to just give us the opportunity to go out there and compete. So obviously record-wise wasn't what I would have liked to have done both as a coach and as a team, but, the growth from beginning to the end of the year, that's what it's all about as a coach. So I know this is going to motivate me to work a little harder, push guys a little harder, or back off, and just kind of think, I'm one of those guys, I know enough to know that I don't know it all. And it worries me when you hear coaches or teachers or whoever when they're like, oh, I know everything about this. It's like, well, that's what worries me. So I'm not ignorant enough to know that, to think that I know it all. And that's, I get excited to come to the field and learn something new or steal an idea from another team. Whether it's just a certain type of bunt defense or something in any outie. I'm always one that's willing to learn and always looking for the best way to do something. So as we move forward here, it's one of those things that's going to motivate me. I got a group of guys. That's one of the biggest things. My first year was probably the best team I've had since I've been here, but it was also a team that, didn't grow up in the culture that I was trying to create. So there was a lot of pushback from players. There was a lot of pushback from parents. And so even like this year, with it probably being our least successful year since I've been here, didn't have any pushback or as much pushback from players, from parents, and it's because they're starting to kind of understand, whether or not you agree with what I'm doing, you at least understand it, and seeing that long term that it's not about how I deliver the message, it's what the message is, So even if I'm yelling at you, that's what I tell the boys. You gotta start worrying when I stop yelling, because then that means that I've kind of given up on you, and that whatever that case is, it's just going to be a lost cause. So there's the way I know how to do it, and there's the way that I know how to learn, and just kind of trying to match those two together and be the best coach for these young men as I possibly can. So, obviously not the best first year that I would have liked, but definitely saw a lot of growth and a lot of promising things as we move forward in the future here.
Perfect. Coach, one more question for you. Go. How important do you think it is to bring these teams from Lincoln, Omaha over here to North Platte, or even just get them on the schedule? Because, of course, you've got teams like Malcolm, you got Norris, Adams Central, these teams that are really good at where they are, but they won't really help you in the grand scheme of thing. How important do you think, not as it just next season, but maybe in the future to come, that we can somehow bring these teams out here? Because again, it showed right here today when you face these teams. I bet you that those 2 Bell West losses helped prepare for this moment here. How important is it to bring these teams out to North Platte, or even just put them on the schedule for you, even if it means you have to drive all the way out here?
Yeah, I mean, if we just want to get on the schedule, anybody will get us on the schedule. These East Side, Omaha, and Lincoln teams are looking at just a free couple of wins from an A-class school, and sure, come on over to our place and we'll beat you a couple times and then go about our day. So as far as us coming to them, that's not the issue. It's more so trying to get them out to us. I know me as a non-teaching coach, I have to log my hours, and I know in April I did 170 hours of baseball. And to have 3 or 4 18 to 20-hour days, and then, helping out with JV, helping out with the reserves, getting the fields ready, not even counting this trip. We had 8 trips to Bellevue, Lincoln, and Omaha this year. So it's been a grind, and that's one of those things that even if we get a ton of home games, we're still going to end up traveling more than any team in the state. It's kind of like my Seahawks and my Mariners, where just because of where you're at geographically, doesn't matter how many home games you have, you're going to end up traveling more than anybody. But I think the biggest thing for getting teams to North Platte is just so those guys, fans, parents, players, and just random Joe Smith off the street can kind of see what's going on over there, and understanding that there's a lot of stuff that, yes, there's tradition and there's stuff that you want to keep doing the way that we've been doing it, but also understanding that there's some things that we may need to change in how we do it, and kind of getting with the times and kind of evolving ourselves as both coaches, players, and program. So that's the biggest thing, and that's why so thankful to Coach Mooney with Creighton Prep and them being able to come out for Cheyenne and Memorial Weekend. Now watch, they'll go and make the state tournament and state final, and they won't end up being able to come out. But that's what it is and there's only 32 A-class teams, and majority of us, I had gotten notes on Papillion, La-Vista South from 4 different Class A teams, and that's just kind of building those connections that you have throughout the year, whether it be in Legion or in school ball. But I think that's twofold biggest reasons of getting those teams out to North Platte is to, one, just cut down on our travel, just because no matter what, we're going to end up traveling more than anybody. But also, too, just to kind of show, the people of North Platte that if we want the North Platte to be a baseball town, that, we kind of got to start doing things the way these guys are doing it over here, and I love Bill Wood. I love the field and everything like that. But, even just looking at looking at this, and it's just, it's a little different, and so it motivates me as a coach, motivates me as a person, to just keep pushing, keep driving, and I just want to give these kids the best opportunities to succeed. That's the one frustrating part. You got someone like Carter Kelly, and Coach Childress at Nebraska. Saw him for the first time 2 weeks before the end of his summer of senior year, and him apologizing, being like, hey, if you got a guy like this, there's no way it should have taken this long for me to see him. If you got anybody that, you think is worth. So even cultivating those relationships with those guys, I've talked to Nebraska about both Dean and Easton Jones. And so to be able to have those kind of coaches, not necessarily on speed dial, but hey, I'm going to text you and you're going to text me back. And so, and that just kind of comes with longevity and just doing stuff the right way. So just going to keep putting one foot in front of the other and working hard, and giving these kids the best opportunity to either move on. Like I said, 12 kids we've sent to college for baseball, but I've coached 60, 70 guys since I've been here. So even though we've sent a good percentage of guys to college baseball, majority of the kids I'm coaching are not. So my main job as a baseball coach, is to get these guys prepared for what the real world is going to look like, and to have them be, as successful as possible. So when you get this pushback, when someone doesn't play because they were late to the bus or late to team breakfast or they miss a sign, so they're benched, it's like, guys, guess what? In the real world, you don't get to redo an assignment, or you don't get to show up late and just go about your day. There's repercussions for those actions. So I tell the guys, it's like, I don't necessarily want to be your favorite coach now. I want to be your favorite coach in 10 years, when you've kind of been able to step away and been like, dang, Coach Holm, all he was doing was just trying to get the best out of me, and may not have agreed with the method that I do it, or how I do it, or how I say it. But that's my goal, is, that you're never going to like every player the same. There's going to be some you like more than others, but in the end, every player, all 22 players out there, I just want to see see the best for them, and just see, Bryce Butterfield this year came a couple days ago and threw live. He's already married. He's got one kid and another kid on the way, and to be able to still be willing to come out there and help those guys, I mean, that's what it's all about as a coach. So, going to let this season motivate me as we move forward. Hopefully it motivates those players, and excited to get back to work.
Coach, as always,
awesome.
Thank you so much. And I'll see you before you know it here for American Legion, as that'll do it for us here today. North Platte High School falling to Papillion La-Vista South 4-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard. I'll see you guys in just a couple of weeks with American Legion Baseball on the 23rd, right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
It's something right around the corner.